YouTube used to be just random kids playing. Now YouTube is becoming like TV, and videos are now becoming shows. And before, when a video is like before, the good thing is that, oh, this person is relatable, the video is not well produced, great YouTube video. Now it's changed, and a great YouTube video is the one that is very well produced in whatever way. Production value becomes essential. Basically, YouTube itself, the platform, has become like TV, and so the judgment of content is now kind of like TV in a way. Like back in the day, you could get away with just sitting down, just piece a bunch of things together and just throw it on the and it's a video. You know, now it's like, even if you want to do the same thing, there's some sort of structure. Let's put it that way. YouTube videos are now more structured than they used to be. There are 4 types of content on the platform now. Vlogs, shows, documentaries, and short movies. The short movies are the rarest. The vlogs are the most common, as those were the originating content on YouTube. Those documentaries are slowly piling. I'll explain now the different ones, and then it makes more sense. So Mr. Beast used to make vlogs. Now he makes shows. They don't feel like vlogs anymore. They feel like a show. You understand? Now, Ryan Trahan made a couple documentaries in 2021. By documentaries, I meant like his overnight this thing felt like a documentary. You know, while he's inside the world quietest room, there's this man that they're interviewing. Even though he shot it with what seems like an iPhone, it still had a documentary structure. You understand? Then in 2022, Ryan Trahan made more like a couple movies. An example of the movie is the 100 Days in the Metaverse. The one where that friend left, then later the friend came back, and everybody like, whoa, which is his most viewed video now. You understand? I think it's like 100 million views or some shit. It's like serious views, if I'm not mistaken. That has to be like a 30, some huge views. Anyways, so in 2021, it kind of like was documentary with those overnight videos. Those overnight videos felt like somebody had a structure. We're talking about structure now. It was not structured like a vlog. Even though it was structured like a vlog, it's structured like a vlog that was a documentary. The 100 Days in the Metaverse, which was kind of happened a lot in 2022, those 100 hours videos didn't feel like documentaries, they felt like movies. Our one, I needed to blah, blah, blah. Then I met a friend. His name was blah, blah, blah. You understand? Now, he makes vlogs. Do you see the funny thing happening here? Is that Mr. Beast used to make vlogs. Now he makes shows. Ryan Trahan in the last 2 years, 2021 he made documentaries. 2022 movie structure, and now it's just vlogs again. Like, so it's kind of like gone to vlogs. Eric in 2022 made a couple of shows, like that 100 dates in 24 hours. Trapped 285 YouTubers and blah blah blah. He did a lot of shows. Now he makes vlogs. You understand? So both Ryan Trahan and Eric now just make vlogs. Last year, Eric did shows. Last year, Ryan Trahan did movies. The year before, Ryan Trahan did documentaries. You understand? And this was the year they had the most successes. Eric, though, sorry, before that, did make vlogs, elaborate vlogs, then shows. And now just vlogs. Ryan Trahan too, just vlogs on the main channel. Yes, the video might be blah blah blah, but it's still just structured like a good vlog. Nico Milana, from the onset, always made documentaries till date. And so what we just watched now is a video of Nico Milana when he was at 100,000 subscribers 5 years ago. And he structured that coming from the fact that, and that was, I was hoping that he did, I was curious to see, and I was searching of Nico Milana's trajectory, that I wanted to see, one, if he did his own version of that Mr. Beast video, and to prove the point that I made. Mr. Beast made that Penny's video like a vlog.
Yeah.
Nico Milana at the same time made that video like a documentary.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, if he was to make that video now, it will feel like a show, which is why he will not make that video, because it doesn't fit in very well into a show format.
Yes.
Are you following?
Yeah.
Now he's only going to make things that fit very well into show format, that are strong enough to make a show out of it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Nico Milana still does documentaries.
Yeah.
And the videos, his most recent videos are still structured like documentaries.
Yeah.
Are you following?
Yeah.
Vlogs are the easiest and most fun and most sustainable content to make, which is why they are the most unlikely to break through making in this era.
True.
Because they are easy, fun, and sustainable, it becomes saturated, which then leads to underappreciation from the audience because everybody's doing it. So that structure of content does not have as much appreciation from a viewer because of how available it is.
Yes.
It is so available, so common, and so done in the last 10 to 15 years that the appeal is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Why is that the case? Because they are the easiest, the most fun, and the most sustainable. So everyone would love to make them. It's easy to make. You have the most fun doing it. And it's sustainable because it's easy to make.
Yes.
Now, not all vlogs are the same. There are different categories to vlogs. And the underappreciation is different across the different vlog styles. So, even though we are establishing that vlogs are underappreciated because they are oversaturated in this era, it's still important to understand that these vlogs are not even all structured the same or all carry the same elements. And so this underappreciation, even though we agree that all of them have this sense of underappreciation that has made it unlikely for you to break through making them. Break through. Not that creators cannot make them, but unlikely to break through as a brand new creator making them. That unlikelihood still spreads across depending on the type of vlog you are making.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because not all the vlogs are the same. Some vlogs are more powerful than others.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So example of these vlogs are extravagant vlogs,
Yeah.
interesting vlogs,
Yeah.
casual vlogs, pointless vlogs. Now, back in the day, you could make a pointless vlog and have some view. And I don't know how back in the day you need to go. Maybe not 5 years ago. Maybe go very back in the day. Maybe you will get some appeal. I don't know. But I know that I did see some vlogs that felt pointless but were just enjoyable because it is what it is. The scarcity at the time, maybe. Then you have casual vlogs. Vlogs that are just like, here's what I'm doing today. You guys just follow me and just do what I'm doing today. You understand? Then you have interesting vlogs. Now this is what Ryan Tran makes in 2023. But he developed the massive appeal from doing documentaries in 2021, which started to gain him a lot of attention. His Penny series were documented like a documentary even, the early ones. Then you have all those overnight series. Then in 2022, he then pretty much made movies. The Penny series was like a movie series.
Yes.
You understand? And then in 2023, all of that bought him the permission to just make vlogs. But he was still smart to not make pointless vlogs. And when he didn't even make casual vlogs. And when he had a vlog idea that was casual, or a vlog that was casual, it went to his second channel. On his main channel, he then just made interesting vlogs. So he bought himself the permission to make the easiest and most fun and most sustainable content. And that's what he just does now. You understand? But still smart enough to make them interesting vlogs.
Yes.
Now that's what brings then the next one. Extravagant vlogs. An example of extravagant vlogs is everybody in the kids content niche. Preston, Brent Rivera, Ben Azalat. Everybody in that niche makes extravagant vlogs. They are still structured like vlogs. They are not structured like shows. They don't feel like shows. You understand? They don't feel like movies.
Yes.
They don't feel like documentaries like Nico Milana or old Ray and Tran videos. They just feel like a YouTube video, but they feel very, very extravagant. You understand? So one way to describe them become extravagant vlogs. They are just vlogs. Today I'm doing this, then I go ahead and do it. But what they are choosing to do today and how they will structure the video is very extravagant. Crazy edit, crazy props, crazy amount of people in the video. You understand?
Yes.
Which is the type of vlogs Mr. Beast used to make.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Mr. Beast used to make extravagant vlogs.
Yeah.
Now he makes shows. You understand?
Yes.
So to run it again, is understanding that these vlogs, the appeal is not as much as the general appeal. The likelihood of having a breakthrough making vlogs as a new creator is low. It's as much as that is the case. How low it is still dependent on what type of vlog you are trying to use to make your breakthrough in our niche as that brand new creator.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And so, regardless of saturation, there still seems to be some room for extravagant and interesting vlogs, even though difficult.
Yeah.
In this era, it still seems possible to get some sort of breakthrough making extravagant and interesting vlogs, even though it is very difficult.
Yeah.
Extravagant vlogs being like Venazilat, Stoke Twins, Brent Rivera, Preston, Unspeakable, and all these people who make vlogs but extravagant.
Yes.
You understand? Interesting vlogs being like Ryan Trian's vlogs. You understand?
Yeah.
There still seems to be some room for these two. What there doesn't seem to be a room for anymore is just a casual vlog with nothing interesting happening. Just, hey, today is my day and this is what I'm doing today. For a brand new creator, does not seem the likelihood of having a breakthrough just making casual vlogs, just talking about like today or tomorrow or yourself. The likelihood is extremely thin, near impossible.
Yes.
And that near impossible is really near impossible because the interesting and extravagant vlogs that I am saying there's still room for is still near impossible, but there's room for. So you can imagine how near impossible the casual vlogs is
Yeah.
and how pointless it is probably to make a pointless vlog except purely for fun.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Which is why Ryan Trian still gets a lot of views because he makes interesting vlogs.
Yes.
But he does not get the views he got when he made short movies or documentaries.
True.
You understand?
Yes.
He rarely gets 10 million views in this day and time. Does not mean he does not. He rarely does.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Then it was almost an always 10 to 20 million thing. At least for most of them. If you go and look at last year, it's a lot of 10 and 20 million.
Yeah.
If you go to the year before, similar thing, 10, 20, even 30. You understand?
Yes.
Why? I'm establishing that one, he's still getting the views because interesting vlogs still matter. They still have appeal.
Yes.
Very difficult to break through, but still possible. There's still an appeal if the vlog is interesting. There's an appeal if the vlog is extravagant,
Yes.
which is what Eric makes these days. Extravagant vlogs.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So, Ryan Chan, on the other hand, even though there is an appeal for interesting vlogs, and he makes interesting vlogs now, does not get the performance he got when he made short movies or documentary style YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He's not getting that now.
Yeah.
But because what he's doing is still has appeal, and he has bought himself the right to do it by having done those very viral things.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
He's still able to have good performance.
Yeah.
A way to put it is to borrow the word viral. Maybe if I use viral instead of breakthrough, it will be much more YouTube. Is that extravagant and interesting vlogs can still go viral. It is just near impossible.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
On the other hand, Ryan Chan is able to still get views now, but does not go viral per se. What he has is views. How do I put it? He goes viral, but not as viral. He still goes viral. Why? Because interesting vlogs can still go viral. And it's not all his videos. When he's able to find those ones that work, those topics that resonate well,
Yes.
it goes viral. You understand?
Yes.
But not as viral as when he did the 100 days in the metaverse, when he did all those ones. Now, there are other factors responsible for the virality of those, not just the structure. But the structure plays a role.
Yeah.
You understand? Mr. Eric gets less views now because the videos have gone from elaborate shows, which he did in last year. Take note, already established. Eric made a couple shows in 2022, like the 100 days to 24 hours.
Yes.
Now he makes vlogs.
Yeah.
Are you following? So he gets less views now Because the videos have gone from elaborate shows to interesting vlogs.
Yes.
I meant to say not extravagant vlogs, interesting vlogs.
Yes. Yes.
And the appeal for that, as we already established, is not as much as the appeal for elaborate shows.
Yeah.
When you make 100 dates in 24 hours, an elaborate show, the appeal for that is different from the appeal of I tried extreme sports.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Or whatever interesting vlog he makes.
Yes.
So the videos went from elaborate shows to interesting vlogs. And while interesting vlogs still have appeal, not as much appeal as elaborate shows. And so he's had more appeal last year when he made elaborate shows than this year where it's gone from elaborate shows and slowly transitioned into interesting vlogs.
Yes.
The exact same thing with Ryan Trahan, who has had less view per videos on most of the less viral videos now than he did the year before.
Yes.
Why? The year before he made like short movies. The year before that he made like documentaries. And these things have proven in this era to have more appeal than just vlogs. And even though the vlogs are interesting, they still don't have as much appeal as those ones.
Yeah.
Another example is this year or last year, I don't remember, Iraq made another elaborate show, The Prank Show. And it did 30, it's his most viewed video. Elaborate show, Iraq, viral,
Yes.
if it's the right one.
Yeah.
You understand? Documentary, movie like Ryan Trahan, boom, viral if it's the right one. Super viral if it's the right one.
Yes.
Interesting vlog, Iraq, okay, does decent or maybe just viral. Interesting vlog, Ryan Trahan does decent or maybe viral depending on if it's the right one. But the mega viral for both of them came from their association to these things that were becoming the new norm on YouTube.
Yeah.
You understand? For Iraq, it was elaborate shows. For Ryan Trahan, it was documentary style content, movie style content. Mr. Beast, on the other hand, went from extravagant vlogs, which already has the highest appeal in the vlog styles. Remember, pointless, casual, interesting, extravagant. He was already making from the onset extravagant vlogs. So he was already at the top of the food chain for the appeal of vlogs.
Yes.
You understand? Then he went from that extravagant vlog, which already has the highest appeal in the vlog styles, to extravagant shows, which has even more appeal, hereby increasing the general appeal for his content, which is why now it's like a whole fucking crazy mess. Still other factors responsible. Multiple languages, multiple subtitles, multiple audio. There's a bunch of other factors, but this is one of the factors. You understand? Is that he has gone from making extravagant vlogs, which was already okay because he's already at the top of the vlog chain. But he realized, just as those two, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that wait, the new era has turned YouTube to TV, and it's no longer about bragging how your content is made, but now structuring your content like traditional Hollywood content while keeping the YouTube element. And so he immediately, as soon as he realized, started to structure his already extravagant vlogs. He removed the vlog and put show and kept the extravagant, which was the key element. So he didn't take the extravagant away. You understand?
Yes.
So he didn't go down, he went even up.
Yes.
But the point I'm making now, not only did he go up, he was already in the uppers of vlogs. He then left vlogs to something Ryan Trahan and Mr. and Iraq kind of, you can argue, pioneered, which is introducing traditional elements to YouTube videos. Iraq with shows, Ryan Trahan with Nico Milana with documentaries, Ryan Trahan with movies. If any other person did them, they weren't in the limelight of the mainstream YouTube. So credit to them. But to the obvious eye, amongst the top creators, Nico Milana from the onset always just made it documentary style from the very first day. 5-6 years on YouTube, he's never not done it in that way. All his videos have had that structure. You understand? Ryan Trahan and Iraq eventually, as 2021, starting with Ryan Trahan, with the documentary style content, which you wouldn't give him credit for pioneering because Nico Milana already was, whether or not he was aware. But in 2022, he started to tell stories like they were movies. You understand? And in 2022, Iraq started to make videos like they were shows. And in 2023, Mr. Beast then started to make his already extravagant vlogs like they were shows. You understand? So you could say that, you could say that Mr. Beast pioneered extravagant vlogs and Iraq pioneered elaborate shows on the platform. Nico Milana pioneered documentary style videos, and Rian Trian pioneered movie like stories. You understand? Story based videos. You understand? Now, other channels on the platform are already doing all these things. If you look at all those BuzzFeed, they already had the show format. They already had the documentary format. So we're talking about solo creator here. And all these people may have drawn inspiration from the BuzzFeeds and the likes. You understand? But that's not the point of this speech. You understand? We're just trying to establish that. So Mr. Beast, on the other hand, went from extravagant vlogs, which already has the highest appeal in the vlog styles. He had hit the peak of what vlog he can take from vlog. And then he was like, you know what? I think truly this era, it's about showing, like incorporating traditional media elements. And that was probably when 1 year ago when he then made the video and say, if you've worked in Hollywood, if you've worked in this thing, you want to make, you understand? And so he then went from it feeling like a vlog to it now feeling like an elaborate show. To even, so because he had hit the peak of how extravagant a vlog can get. So what was left was to now change the structure, because the extravagance is the peak. So now he now went from extravagant vlogs to extravagant shows, which is already the top of the show. So Eric was just making elaborate shows that took a lot to set up. You know, 10 cameras. You know, all those shows he did then. Took a lot to. Mr. Beast came and just made extravagant shows. Like he went from the top of the vlog to the top of the show. So when you show up to the show, you're already late to the party. If you want to be the top, he's already the top of it. Now, our current plan for content started off with me wanting to make interesting vlogs to get the channel going. I then resolved that is a weak approach based on the type of brand we want to build. So I decided to switch to extravagant vlogs. Are you following? It was, you know, let me take advantage of this moment and just start going with interesting vlogs. It doesn't have to be the best video in the world, as long as it's an interesting vlog, just so that we can get going. Then I was like, okay, that's also the position as well, to have the kind of appeal Mr. Beast got when he started and his brand in general. That does not position our brand well. You know what? Screw it. We should make extravagant vlogs. Let's actually buy props. Let's actually put in effort. You understand? Even though it was difficult. You understand? I then resolved that, that is a weak approach based on the type of brand we wanted to build. So I decided to switch to extravagant vlogs, which is what we have been battling to make. That's what we've been battling to make, extravagant vlogs. Are you following? All that struggle to make the extravagant vlogs, it's what has led me now to rethinking the approach of going with the extravagant vlogs. So I'll explain. If I'm going to spend all this time and effort making extravagant vlogs, why not spend it making something with potentially more appeal? You understand? Before, I wanted to just get going, and so it was interesting vlogs. Then I was like, that doesn't position me well. So I'm like, okay, cool, we have to do extravagant vlogs. But now we've been battling with making extravagant vlogs because of how time consuming it is. And it's like taking all this time to make something that does not have the most appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I am guessing. Yes, I understand.
Why not spend it making it something with potentially more appeal? We've established two worlds. Let's put it this way. There are two worlds and different elements in those worlds. There is the YouTube and there's traditional media YouTube. So let's say YouTube and new era YouTube. YouTube is vlogs, and we've established there's pointless, casual, interesting, extravagant. Then there's the new era YouTube, where they are not in hierarchy, they are just elements. Shows, documentaries, movies. Are you following? Nico Milana, Rian Trian, and Eric. Last year. Are you following? Extravagant vlogs is at the top of this one. These ones have more appeal than vlogs. Are you following? I've tried, that's what all this initial talk was, just to establish that, so I don't have to go back now. Is that if you're following and you really understood what I was trying to teach, it was to bring your awareness to, there is vlogs. Vlogs, appeal for vlogs already established is down. We are saying the level of this appeal is depending on the type of vlog. Your likelihood of going viral making a vlog is low. How low it is even dependent, not how high. How low it is dependent on the vlog. Pointless, extremely low. Casual, very low. Interesting, kind of low. Extravagant, low. Are you following?
Yes, I'm following.
Our plan was to make interesting vlogs just to get the channel going, which means I was doing something that I know had low appeal, but because I wanted to get the channel going. But even though I wanted to get the channel going, it did not position me rightly for the brand I want to create. So I was like, okay, what's the next thing after it, closest to it, that positions me while still being like easy? Because we've established that vlogs are easier, more fun, and more sustainable. So how can I do? What can I do to position rightly while still making vlogs? Because they are easier, and I just want to get the channel going. Are you following? Are you relaxed and following?
Yeah, relaxed and following.
I am.
So I decided to do extravagant vlogs because that positions my brand well, like the Mr. Beast brand.
Yes.
The positioning of making improbable challenges and all that.
Yes. Yeah.
Making these extravagant vlogs now have been a battle.
Yeah.
And I've spent the last 3 months trying to make 6 videos.
So, yeah.
And I'm still just only posted 1.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of effort and the battle that it is to make this extravagant vlog, it then begs the question, why not spend all that time, your hand? Why not spend all that time making something? Take note, the vlogs do not have appeal. I was just going to make them to get going. Something that was not supposed to be appealing starts to take so much time. It then begs the question, why not then make something that is appealing? Because the only reason you are not making something that is appealing is because of the amount of effort it is going to take.
Yes.
The only reason I'm making vlogs is because it was supposed to be easier. Extravagant vlogs that turn out to be the only vlog that makes sense for me to make turns out to not be easier. So the idea of making vlogs then becomes questionable. I might as well make what I am supposed to make in order to have viral appeal.
Yes.
I know what I'm supposed to do to have viral appeal. The only reason we've been doing all we've been doing is because what it takes to have viral appeal, potentially even, not guaranteed, to potentially have viral appeal is time consuming and stressful. So I decided to do vlogs so as to get the channel going, because vlogs are supposed to not be time consuming and stressful. But turns out making the kind of vlogs that are not time consuming and stressful is kind of pointless for the positioning of my brand. So I then have to make extravagant vlogs which are time consuming and stressful, which brings me back to the same problem where I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
This was supposed to be an easier or cheaper alternative, but it's equally as stressful as the actual thing. So it then becomes, wait, why not then explore the new era content and decide what you are doing out of the new era content instead of repeating content that is already saturated, that is difficult. I was going to go ahead and do content that is saturated and get its small appeal that comes from that because it was supposed to be easier. But turns out that the content that is saturated is still even as difficult as the content that is not very saturated, seeming to be the new direction of YouTube for the next 10 years. And I left it. Not because I didn't want to do it, but because for now it felt too complicated or too complex.
Yes.
But the thing now that is supposed to be the easier and cheaper alternative, which is vlogs, the only vlogs that make sense are also time consuming, complicated. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that, I guess.
So if I'm going to spend all this time and effort making extravagant vlogs, why not spend it making something with potentially more appeal?
Yeah.
Take note, the only reason the vlogs we make have any potential for appeal is the extravagance.
Yes.
The only reason the vlogs we make have any potential for massive appeal is the extravagance.
Yes.
Which is why we decided to make extravagant vlogs, because like, wait, this is pointless. If it's not going to be extravagant, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
If it's interesting, maybe, but the direction I want to go is not for interesting, it's for extravagant.
Yes.
Do you understand? Extravagance is the element of appeal here, not the vlogs.
Yeah. True.
The appeal for vlogs have already dropped massively, almost to a point of no existence. It is the element attached to the vlog that gives it appeal these days, not the fact that it is a vlog.
Yeah.
Which is explain all these elements: pointless, casual, interesting, extravagant.
Yes.
What has primary appeal on the platform these days seem to have proven to be shows, documentaries, and seemingly but scarcely short movies. Scarcely, because you still don't have videos that feel like movies.
Yeah.
But we have videos that feel like documentaries. That's AJ. That's Winnie.
That's really.
Almost everybody that does improbable challenges now present them like documentary style.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
It has shown to have appeal, as AJ had his moment last year.
I did. Yeah.
Shows, as we can see with Mr. Beast and even people who make extravagant vlogs, occasionally making what can be considered an elaborate show, not an extravagant vlog.
Yes.
Like the Guess the Best Friend series.
Yes.
But like already mentioned, the vlogs are the easiest to make. Hence why someone starting off, it is the direction to go.
Yep.
Because it is the easiest and you're just starting off. But as also already mentioned, it's almost pointless to me to just make vlogs right now, considering the kind of brand I want to build. Hence why I decided to keep the easy element, which is vlogs, then add something to it on brand for us, which is the element of extravagance.
Yes.
That's why I made that decision before.
Yes.
I keep the vlogs, which is easy than structuring a whole as documentary and planning the filming or show or movie.
Yeah.
You understand? And then I added the element of extravagance on brand. So on brand for us is extravagance, supposedly, and then the vlogs is the easy element, easy to structure. Now, adding that element of extravagance has ended up making the vlog, which is supposed to be the easier approach, kind of almost as difficult to make in terms of time, effort, and finance. I just said this, I'm reiterating.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Understand.
So it then begs the question, why continue making vlogs when the only reason to make them was that they were significantly easier? But now with the essential element of extravagance, which means you cannot remove the extravagance.
Yes.
Now with that element of extravagance, based on our limited resources, they are no longer significantly easier to make.
Yeah.
So instead of putting all that time to vlogs, we should put it to either shows, documentaries, or short films, which have now become the respected content on YouTube. Because all the creators since Mr. Beast that have received respect, Eric, Pian Trian, Nico Milana, and Michelle Carey, all have their videos structured in either of these three.
Yes.
None of them receive disrespect making vlogs, regardless of how dope the vlogs were. They receive disrespect structuring their videos with traditional media elements, either vlogs, shows, or movies. All the last four respected creators did not come off making us vlogs. So instead of putting all that time to vlogs, we should put it either shows, documentary, or short film structure, which have now become the respected content on YouTube. And take note for us, respect is an important aspect for the brand we want to build. Now, does it mean no more vlogs? No. I love vlogs. Like, I mean in general in my life. No, I love the idea of vlogs, just that randomness of not having structure. Just messing around. But it cannot be the main channel content of a top 10 YouTuber in the next 10 years. I almost can guarantee that. It is not going to be the top, and by top 10 I mean in combination, both respect and finance, lucrativeness. In the next 10 years, the direction YouTube is going, you understand? A person just messing around purely just for fun it will not be a top 10 in the next 10 years, except if they already rose to the top doing something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Except if there is an example of that is the Rantrian who's already at the top and can start to make vlogs now. Eric, you understand? So in order to be best positioned for top 10 in the next 10 years, which is my goal, also because extravagant vlogs are almost equally as time consuming, also considering the limitations of our resources, basically everything we've talked about, and the current undersaturation of it in the market, and my long history with it. So let me go again. In order to be best positioned, so reason number one, to be best positioned for top 10 in the next 10 years. Reason number two, because extravagant vlogs are almost equally as time consuming to make. 3, considering the limitations of our resources. 4, considering the current undersaturation of what I'm about to say in the market. And 5, considering my long history with it. we will be experimenting with making extravagant challenge-based short movie structure.
Interesting.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Basically, just like Nico Milana makes challenge-based documentaries,
Yeah.
and Mr. Beast makes challenge-based shows.
Shows, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
The way, if I made a Penny series, you see the way Nico Milana presented it like it was a documentary.
Yes.
I'll present it like it's a short movie. You understand?
Yeah.
That's the style that I to follow.
Yeah.
Just like Rian Trian's maybe 100 Days in the Metaverse.
Yes.
Do you follow?
I follow.
Just like Nico Milana makes challenge-based documentaries, you could, challenge videos basically structured like document. It's the structure we're talking about. It's not as if it's actually a documentary or an actually a short film.
Yeah, it's a
So just like Nico Milana structures his videos like documentaries, and Mr. Beast structures his videos now like shows.
yes.
There is no that guy when it comes to structuring challenges like short films. Now there's Jake Kalini.
Jake, Kylie.
Oh, yeah.
That's that building guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's almost already that guy for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Structuring it like it's a movie with the whole story. But then again, he's limited to the building guy.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like the building guy.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Also, he's not very extravagant.
Sure.
So there's an opportunity there to be well positioned to fit into top 10 in 10 years as the extravagant challenge-based short film type guy. The guy that kind of structures his videos, first makes challenges, then kind of structures them like movies. Just like Nico Milana makes his videos and always religiously structures them like documentaries, regardless of anything, before the appeal even increased now, which is why his KKK series was huge, because then the appeal was now existing, and so it was like, whoa, this is a whole ass documentary. But fans of Nico Milana know that that's what he's always done from the beginning. It's just now appealing to the market. Somebody else who has always done what they did and has become appealing to the market is Michelle Carey. She's kind of like the challenge-based documentary / showgirl. That's been the structure of her series. But in 2021, 2022, that then became the appeal for that then came. Then people started to expect, you know what? Want to see who can make, like, we're okay with watching TV-like content, TV structured content on YouTube. And then people like her and Nico Milana were already making it, then had appeal.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the goal is to be top 10 in 10 years. You need an identity that has appeal that is not saturated. And right now, structuring your video, your YouTube video, like a short film is not saturated.
Yes.
It's barely done enough. Are you following?
Yes.
Take note, the success of a video will primarily always be the idea and so many other YouTube best practices. We're talking about creating an appeal that allows it to not only stand out, but to have massive appeal.
Yes.
And right now, the era of YouTube is the era of traditionalizing, taking foreign media, TV type content structure.
Yeah.
The era of YouTube is structuring YouTube videos like traditional media content.
Yeah.
Yes.
And right now, we only see that with the shows happening.
Yes.
The YouTube videos are now being structured like shows.
Yeah.
YouTube videos are also now being structured like documentaries in the last 2 years. Still not saturated the documentary, but it's slowly happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will eventually be structured like short films, because that's also traditional media, and eventually like full-on movie. You understand? Because that's what is beginning to happen. Is that due to the saturation of all the type of vlogs that can be made, the appeal now is for YouTube content in this era, YouTube content that has some sort of traditional media structure. This is why then it made sense. And then this added to the fact that when it comes to structuring it like a movie, it is not there is no that guy.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like that guy per se. Let alone completely taken, occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now people are probably working on that,
Yeah.
and it will probably happen this year, next year. I don't know. The point is that it is at least not saturated.
Yes.
It's not an overly done thing to structure your challenge video like a movie.
Yeah.
It's not overly done.
Yes.
So even if I don't become that guy, because maybe some guy who's already at the top decides to do it, because I could have a viral video, somebody sees it and like, oh, I could do it. That person becomes the guy because they're already big.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Also, there is some sort of perception of Rian Trian as that guy
Yeah.
in a way, but not really.
Yes.
You understand? So that coupled with the fact that has always been the origin of all this was me making films, and I was going to make YouTube videos to then allow me to make films. And so it kind of has gone full circle that now the YouTube videos I need to make need to be structured like movies. You understand? So it's back to like what I wanted to do from the onset, make American movies. And now I tried for 10 years to make YouTube videos because I was trying to make American movies. Then I stumbled on tutorial. Then I went to watch tutorials to learn to make American movies. Then I stumbled on YouTube as a content thing. Then I wanted to make YouTube videos and vlogs. I stumbled on YouTube of vlogs. So I wanted to make American movies. I went to watch tutorials. I knew tutorials existed, but watching tutorials and watching Ryan Connolly mixed tutorial with vlog type ish. And then I'm like, oh wait, what is this thing where people just, I love this, I like this idea. Oh, then I'm like, I love vlogs so much. Then discovered PewDiePie, then Logan Paul, and the rest is history. And I'm like, I want to make this, and this is easier to make. So you know what? I'll make this, become a successful YouTuber, then make movies. Spend 10 years trying to become a successful YouTuber, and now what I need to do to become a successful YouTuber is to make movies. You understand? So it becomes like a full circle moment where the element of what brought me to YouTube is what YouTube has become about. You understand? Traditional media, shows, movies, documentaries. This were like my history. I come from a background of this. I didn't know anything about this stuff on vlogs and stuff until 2013, 2014 when I discovered them. I came on YouTube to just make short films and post them and make shows and documentaries. Then I realized that there was vlogs and I was like, this is easy and exciting. I want to do this first and get success doing it, then come back to this. Now YouTube has gone full circle, and YouTube is now at the point where it is now what I thought I wanted to do on YouTube is what is on YouTube. Shows, documentaries, and movies. You understand? So the fortunate thing is that right now it is not oversaturated and there is no that guy. I have a shot at being that guy. Will I be that guy? That is hard to tell because I don't know what is going on with others and I'm very disadvantaged. You understand? But one thing that is guaranteed is that there is a space here. There is something happening. Is that people who can figure out how to infuse traditional media structure into YouTube videos are gaining appeal from the audience and the space. It started with shows, which is the most rewarding because shows are extravagant by nature. So you know that is this thing. Then documentaries, because vlogs are by nature documentaries that are not structured. So with a little structuring, a vlog turns to a documentary. Then you have movies being the hardest of the three to structure, and does not compensate. Do you understand? It's the hardest to make that does not compensate. So like the shows compensate better than the movies do for how hard it is to make the movies anyways. And that is also in real life when it comes to TV content. People watch the TV shows make more money than most movies. And those movies took years to make. These TV shows pop, make multiple episodes, throw it out there. The movies take a lot of planning and creativity. Yet many of them will not make as much money as these shows that have 10 seasons. It's the reality. But now, could I have done shows? Could I have said, oh, let's move to shows? Yes. But that's already taken. Mr. Beast is already there. Many people are already in there. It's already saturated. And I'm trying to then stand out and be a purple cow by taking an element that has appeal, but people have not taken up. People have not attacked because its appeal is not as much as another one that is also not fully attacked. Its appeal is not as high as the appeal of the shows. So understandably that everybody will run to the shows. But now that everybody is running and YouTube is turning to a place for TV shows, what I'm thinking is to start to make movies on YouTube. Do you understand? Because eventually the shows will get saturated and then somebody else will then start to tell stories like movies, and it's like a whole ass movie structure, and then everybody will then rush that. So this is the time to, because it's clearly traditional media structuring that is happening. Even with the rise of YouTube now being on TV, you understand, in America, the increasing watch on TV. You understand? So it's an opportunity to do this, not because I want to be the guy. It's an opportunity to slot in and be the guy, because to be top 10, you have to be a guy. You have to be known for something, or be the second guy known for the thing. To be top 5, you have to be known for something. You have to be the guy. to be top 10, you're either the guy or the second guy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I have to be the guy or the second guy for sure, but that's not even the point. Is that this is undersaturated right now, and there is appeal.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Now does not have as much appeal as the shows, which is where everybody's going now. But the day will come where the shows will be too saturated, and everybody now has money to put on the craziest thing ever, and then everybody starts to come back to the craziest show. To okay, who can like let it structure and feel good, heartwarming is the word, like a movie.
Like a movie, yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that appeal, I'm saying that because the appeal, if I was to structure like a show now, it probably will get more appeal than the movies. But the smart thing now to do as somebody who's playing the long game is to do what Nico Milana did 6, 8, 7 or 5 years ago. To start now to make every video feel like it's a documentary. He did for me to start now to make every video feel like it's a movie.
Yeah.
And that day will come. You understand? Knowing fully well, anyways, that the success of videos are largely not even in the structure. It's in the topic, it's in the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And so, if you don't go viral, it's not because you structured it like a movie. It's either the topic is bad or you didn't follow YouTube best practices.
Yeah.
Because none of this suggests not following YouTube best practices.
Yeah.
You still follow YouTube best practices. You're just structuring it in a way that makes people go, hey, yo, that's new. Or hey, yo, that's not overdone.
Yes.
That's all I'm trying to do with this is, oh, that's new or that's not overdone, which as a newcomer allows you to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
This does not affect our Mr. Beast brand positioning at all. Why? Because everything is still the same. The idea selection is still the same. Improbable challenges. You understand? The whole positioning of the Mr. Beast was going to be the idea and the fact that I want to maintain authenticity of these insane challenges. Do you get things like peeling 100 potatoes, a mountain of potatoes? You understand? So all of that is what is responsible for the brand positioning. So I'm clarifying that. It's exactly still, you look confused. It is exactly still the same thing. The only thing is the structure. So before, I would have just sat down. Today, I'm peeling 100 mountains of potato with a rubber knife. Blah, 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 blah. That's what would have happened before. The exact same thing is happening. But now, it would then be structured like a movie. To have like a beginning, a middle, and end, and have like a flow. The exact same thing. Understand? So I'm not saying the brand position is switching to Ryan Trahan or Eric or anybody. It's the exact same brand positioning. What makes Mr. Beast is that he took on extravagant ideas that are improbable to do in the early days. So that's what we're still doing. Improbable ideas and trends is what we are doing. Improbable topics and trends. Improbable challenges and trends. That's what Mr. Beast did and still does till today. That's what makes it Mr. Beast. That's what not everybody did. Others mix it up, and I'm saying we're just going to be doing trends and improbable challenges. That's what we're doing. Do you understand? And the only thing changing now is the style in which we do it. So instead of sitting down and counting to 100,000 or today I'm going to sort 1,000 M&M in color, it will be told in a story form about me counting to 100,000 or me sorting 1,000 M&Ms. Do you understand? So that still is positioned like Mr. Beast. The structure of the video is what's changing. Do you understand?
I understand very well.
This does not affect our Mr. Beast brand positioning at all. Everything is the same. Idea selection and approach is the same. We're just structuring the video full on, like a Pixar or Disney animated movie, but following YouTube best practices. So YouTube best practices mixed with Pixar/Disney animated movie elements, like the storytelling, the way the stories are told, the soundtrack. You understand? All those elements that make like Ratatouille and all this kind of Paddington. That's so it's not just movies, it's specifically Pixar/Disney animated movies. Specifically. You understand? Not movies in general. Just particularly those type of animated movies. You understand? Like Moana and all those movies that just have this thing you feel. That's the goal. The viewer needs to genuinely walk off the video feeling like they just watched a Pixar or Disney short animated movie. You understand? That's the plan. So the sound, the storytelling, it has to just feel like, I feel like I just watched a Disney movie. a Disney animated movie or a Pixar animated movie or a short animated movie, basically. But that Pixar or Disney, I mean, Pixar or Disney because they're the ones I know and they're the popular ones. Basically, those movies that feel the way they feel. So that's the plan now. We're not doing a full switch. Important to note, we're not doing a full switch yet from extravagant vlogs to extravagant, I call them extravagant challenge-based short films in the style of Pixar, Disney animated movies. So we're not doing a full switch from extravagant vlogs to them yet. We're just going to start experimenting with them when possible, while prioritizing weekly uploads over everything. You understand? Because it's the switch is not going to be easy because I have to like really figure it out. You understand?
Yes.
So to end with, the challenge-based short films, which is another way to put it. I don't want to put it that way. I want to emphasize the animated movies structure. So let's say the videos, I will just say the animated movie structure. Maybe that's how I put it. I'm trying to look for a way to put it when I'm talking about it that is not long. So the animated movies structure can be argued. You can argue that that is a form of extravagant vlog. Same with the documentaries and the shows. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can argue, this is, I finished making the point, I'm just expressing this.
Yeah.
That you can say that the comedian and all those videos I just called documentary style, blah, blah, you can still just call them extravagant vlog.
Yeah.
Why? Because at the end of the day, if a video follows YouTube best practices, you can argue that it is a vlog.
Yes.
And that all that extra thing, or extra style, whether show format, documentary format, or movie format, is part of the extravagance we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, yo, you went so extravagant, you made it look like a documentary. So you can still call it, in a way, extravagant vlogs.
Yeah.
You understand? But the specificity is important because the era, what you are trying to do is track what is happening in the era. And the easy way, so like I said, that's arguable. But there's no point doing the argument.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I just wanted to establish that you can claim that going all out to make your video look like a show is you doing an extravagant vlog.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So, yeah, the new era has new format. The rules still apply in terms of title, blah, blah, all the best practices. It's the format that we're talking about in order to have appeal and stand out and have that unique brand identity. You understand?
Yes.
Documentary format, show format, documentary format, and the least attended to one right now, which is animated movies format. That's how I call it. Animated movies format.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So, same thing we're doing, just additionally, so everything is still the same. We're just now additionally experimenting with more animated movie formats and techniques without compromising on YouTube best practices. The YouTube best practices is non-negotiable.
Yes.
Also, on a tiny note, as someone with dreams of making Hollywood movies, this will kind of set me up with the experience necessary to be able to make Disney, Pixar, Netflix standard movies. Because by the time I've done this for 10 years, every day, waking up, trying to make these videos, which is what I'm doing with YouTube. Every day I'm trying to make a YouTube video. By the time these videos carry the format of a Pixar animated movie, it then allows me to build 10 years experience of making Pixar animated short films in the style of YouTube videos. Which allows me then to transition easy because I would have learned and continue to grow and make mistakes and continue to grow. And by the time I'm a top YouTuber off of doing that, then my experience with telling stories that are heartwarming, like these movies, become like just like all the other things that I'm great at now. Because I've just done a lot of it. You understand?
Yes.
So the filmmaker in me continues to grow in movie experience while still successfully building a YouTube brand. You understand?
Yes.
Now, the biggest concern with what I've shared now is that while a good story, which is basically what I'm saying, is that it will be like structured like a story, like an animated movie story, while it helps create a unique, less saturated, exciting experience, which is why we're going for it. It's unique, it's less saturated, and it's still an exciting experience.
Yes.
Also, it potentially replaces the need for too much editing because if the story is good and you tell the story well, you don't have to go crazy on the edit because the story is the hook and the moment and the sound.
Yes.
But then it creates the need for serious writing
Oh,
because a script becomes totally unavoidable.
yes.
if you do that, as it's going to be like 60 to like 80% voiceover. By the time you do that, it becomes like a narration of how that thing went. So it's going to be like 60 to 80% voiceover. You understand? And the moments that are not voiceover are also pretty much going to be kind of scripted. If it's going to feel like the movie and really feel like it, you'd have written the best lines you can write that feel very heartwarming. You understand? So the options are: one, make extravagant vlogs and spend all the time in the edit to make it exciting with chords, jump chords, GFX, VFX, music. You understand? Because that's one of the things that takes the most time for the extravagant vlogs. It's not filming as much as it's the editing. Because the extravagance has to be expressed in the edit. You understand? Either that or make extravagant animated movies, structured videos, and spend all the time in writing to make it exciting enough with narration, music, and B-rolls. Both ways take more time than is feasible to post once a week. Oh no, this video is going to be fucking 10 hours. I just saw that I linked to a different update here. I thought the update was different. Which leads me to a poll I shared on the channel and a chat that I had with GPT on the way forward when it comes to quality versus quantity. The chat was specific to the time-consuming nature of editing, but it kind of applies to the writing also in the case of this movie option. Basically, what happens now, whichever option we go for, which the option we're going for is the animated movies. It's take note, the reason we even chose to leave extravagant vlogs is because it's taking as much time as animated movies. The animated movies does not save the time. So it still does not solve the problem of not being able to post weekly. You understand? It's just like now, I want to struggle with something that has time. I'm going to die on the line. I want to die on the line, not only doing something that I love, but something that has great potential. Than dying on the line doing something that does not have that much potential. You understand? It does not still mean I'm not dying on the line. So now that we have established that we are picking this option of animated movies, so that I'm down the line doing what I love that has great appeal and higher potential in future, I still gonna have to address dying on the line. What do I do about the fact that whichever direction I go, it's difficult to post every week? You understand? But just before, that's going to be, I'll do a separate video for that. But just before we go to that, I saw an old update that described what I'm talking about now, which is what I was saying that day. That described what I was talking about now, about yeah, I saw this script of me learning guitar. This was January 8th. I didn't know Hasta La Vista Baby is even that old. That's 1 year ago. And it was there.
I remember.
And so it had this whole thing. Then in the end, it had this reflective thing. The experience reminded me of the importance of perseverance and determination. But if you keep pushing through and don't let yourself be discouraged, the reward is worth it. Then Ariel, my younger sister, was like, that was the worst song I've ever had in my entire life. You are so not cool. Which was the beginning of it. Then I was like, well, I guess I'll never be cool enough for her. Hasta La Vista Baby. It had this beginning of like the guitar. I always dreamed of being able to play the guitar. There's just something about the sound of the strings and the melodies that can be created that has always captured my imagination. Then there's my sister, a huge fan of country music. And some time ago, we're in the car listening, blah, blah. Let me just end this video and go through that. So I was going through it, and I saw a place where I wrote particularly stories. Yeah, it's kind of like this. See, when I was even talking about the documentary style, taking, blah, 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 anime style, blah, blah, virtual reality. This was the comment that was like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen on the internet. It's the kind of comment that I want this in. Is that you genuinely feel like this is one of the coolest things I've seen. What is this? Oh, what will I write now to see it? I go to YouTube dump. YouTube dump, then go to January. January. No. Can you group this by date? Did I screenshot it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it right here? No, it's not it. Like, as you know, so just like what could be the this thing? I don't think. No. Yes. Right. This is not on it, but this is it. This is an exam. This is stories about doing some crazy ass shit and very intellectual. It's basically what it is now. It's like story improbable, basically.
Yeah.
It's like presenting it like a story.
Yeah.
Was at some point. Yeah. But yeah, I can't find it, but you get the point. It was the fact that we had at the time looked at telling stories, making these YouTube videos and presenting them as stories in January, and then before then going ahead to still decide against that. There was the making them as stories, then there was making them as stories that are animated. I already established story, then I look for what ways are we going to tell these stories that are going to be like unique. You understand? Like, and be totally like as new as it can feel, and that's where the full animated idea came. That was going to literally be animated movie. Then with the full actual animation. You understand? So that's kind of like it down, but like not as animation, IRL. But yeah, anyways, so it's that, but now we are looking at it more precisely, not just as challenge-based stories, but as challenge-based stories in the exact style of Pixar/Disney movies. That was not emphasized then. You understand? Now there's that extra emphasis that yes, this is extremely important, that it is in the style of Pixar/Disney movies. Why? Because of the massive appeal and success of this style. You understand? We know that that this is like extremely appealing. This is the most appealing movie style in the entire world. This just has this appeal to both young and old audience. And so that's the plan, is to make the YouTube videos in the structure and style of Pixar/Disney animated movies, regardless, and commit to that structure as the permanent structure that our videos follow. This is it. January 2nd, 2022, 10 a.m. Well-written, beautiful, emotional stories filled with cinematic storytelling hacks, masked under original high-stakes concepts based on topics of broad interest within kids and lifestyle community. That's literally what we're doing now. Now I'm just being more specific and emphasizing very well Disney, Pixar animated movies, so that if there's any element in those that you might want to miss, you remember to take them. That was I wrote it there as the channel. That was what the channel was going to be. And what I meant by emotional, which I found out from my chat with GPT when I was working on this, was by emotional I meant heartwarming. That's what those things are called. Even that Willy Wonka, movies like that are called Heartwarming, Paddington, and all those animated movies. They are called heartwarming movies. You understand? And so I read well-written, beautiful, emotional stories, filmed with cinematic storytelling hacks. Basically, what in the style of Disney and Pixar animated movies, because they're heartwarming stories that are filmed with cinematic storytelling hacks. So I was clear on it then, but we're not standing in the best position in terms of brand positioning. So while that ended up making sense now as the content that I'm going to, I'm standing in a different place when it comes to the positioning of the brand. Always remember, the content format is not what defines the brand. You understand? Per se, it's not the only thing that defines the brand. It's not the primary thing that defines the brand. The choice of content, the content topic, and a lot of these other things are the thing that places you somewhere. Then you now use your style to stand out in that place. And so while that style came in January 2nd as an idea, we're not standing in the best possible position for branding. And I've not stopped moving since 2013 until this year when I stood and I found a way to stand in the right brand positioning that positions us not only to make the most money from a lucrative point of view, to have a lucrative catalog, to have a loyal audience, and to have mainstream YouTube appeal, while still eventually having mainstream internet appeal. This was the first time, this year was the first time, like a month or whatever, was the first time I stood in a position that I looked straight and I saw how it goes, how everything checks off in that position. Money, catalog, audience, mainstream YouTube, mainstream internet, and Hollywood. I saw a clear line connecting all of them in a position, and now stood in that position. Now standing in that position, what I'm trying to do is figure out how can I build from that position, and that's what has then led us to like, oh, from standing there, I'm going to do this. And then I'll also added to the advantage of being the guy is that when it comes to the future of trying to make all this stuff, you become like it's such a good position to stand as somebody who is a filmmaker who wants to be an American filmmaker. Because if you are the guy, if Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast and is known largely for his stuff being like Pixar animated movies, then you have more likelihood to get opportunities or collaborations that will make sense for that. So if a movie wants to promote, if there's a new Disney Pixar movie, they are likely to get you to be the creator to promote it because you are like the perfect person to promote it. So that's that. So that's that with the style, that's that with the structure, and that's what we're doing to position ourselves to be top 10 in 10 years and potentially be that movie guy amongst the documentary and show and vlog guys. And then we're still then left with the question of what do you do, considering it's very time consuming, and how do we go in terms of scheduling and posting. 1 hour, this is the longest video we've made, goddamn. All right, top 10 in 10 years.
Let's go.